Steve Yzerman back with Detroit, the GM of the Red Wings, and he's got a decision here, Bob.
Yeah, there's so many theories as to what the Detroit Red Wings might do here. Steve Yzerman, of course, he played in Detroit, very familiar with the Russian Five and everything that the Russian players the Detroit Red Wings brought. Vasily Podkolzin is a Russian player, and Yzerman was never shy about drafting those guys when he played for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You got that skilled center, an American in Trevor Zegras. You've got a big center in Dylan Cousins, who plays in Lethbridge in the Western Hockey League. So lots of different options here for the Detroit Red Wings.
I can't see him not going with Podkolzin here.
Detroit's list probably looks something like Cousins, Podkolzin, Zegras here. Caulfield is in there. I would think that...
I think that's the end of what they'd be looking at based on how the draft went.
Yeah.
Steve Yzerman, Red Wings contingent up there. The pick is in here at number 6.
With the 6th pick in the draft, the Detroit Red Wings select from Mannheim of the DEL, Moritz Seider.
Who? What the hell?
The reaction here in this arena.
Moritz Seider?
We're smiling because, you know what? Steve Yzerman alluded to this earlier. What? This is where at 6 things get interesting because the rankings.
What
and
are you
ratings,
doing, Stevie Y?
They're all over the place once you get past maybe the
They didn't even
5 or 6,
trade back to
but you
do
did not
that.
see this coming either way.
I think that if you're drafting Moritz Seider and you're getting a player that you realize is a second pair defenseman, if he's like Brandon Carlo, but obviously you think there's more offense. I don't see it, and I think that he's really good at moving the puck and breaking down the cycle defensively. I don't see the offensive upside.
Moritz Seider at 6 overall. That was obviously a huge shock to the hockey world and Red Wings fandom specifically. Walk us through what it was like there when that pick was announced.
Yeah, I mean, I called it the shock of the draft, and I meant it. Like, I don't think really anybody saw it coming. I think my last words before the pick was made, we were all kind of, talking amongst ourselves as on the media risers, and I think my prediction was it'll be Podkolzin. Maybe one day it's looked back on and people don't, know why it was a shocker, but for at least the next couple of years, this is going to be fascinating to watch it develop.
In terms of the player, I think he's going to be a good NHL player. I think if you're banking on him to be a number 1 defenseman, that you're going to be very disappointed in what he becomes. He's an above average skater. I wouldn't say he's a very great skater, but he just doesn't have that dynamic element that you're looking for, or at least I would be looking for out of a defenseman at 6th overall. I think ultimately you're looking at a guy who's probably a second pairing defenseman and can make an impact on your roster, but is that really the swing you want to take with a pick as valuable as number 6?
I know our fans don't know much about him, but I think people come to development camp and see him move, Google him, watch him play a little bit. I think they'll be pleasantly surprised.
It was an interesting pick, and I always like to tell the stories of those players that are sitting in the stands, right, Adam? The cameras pan over to them after they're chosen, and you get that elation as you saw in a Jack Hughes.
Seider's a little different.
Where he's hugging the parents, the smile, hand slapping, fist pumping with his brothers. And then number 6, when Stevie goes up there and selects Moritz Seider, the camera pans over, and he's almost in shock. Right?
He was in shock.
He was like, "Whoa, this is incredible! Did he just call my name?"
Yeah, he said to me afterwards. I said, how surprised were you? He goes, "Did you see the look on my face when they called my name?" He goes, "I was stunned." He said he said everything he's read, because he saw the mock drafts. He said everything I saw said I was going to go between 10 and 20. I didn't expect to be number 6.
Yeah.
But he's ecstatic, and look, I think he's going to do well there. I also like the pick they made.
Who had the Red Wings taking this big German defenseman with the 6th pick overall? Anybody? Anybody?
To me, hockey sense is maybe the skill that you want in certainly a defenseman, but maybe any prospect to build around, because it makes everything else work. So I think people see the size and maybe think that's the defining trait. The hockey IQ is what makes the size valuable, because if you have the ability to maximize the tools, that's where you can get a ton of upside. So kind of the profile on Seider is a really sound defensive defenseman who, if the upside hits offensively, you're going to look back on the pick and be totally fine with it.
That was the game winner. So now slows it down, makes his way over the line, drop pass. Seider with a shot, Arista, rebound, score!
Loose on the near wall in the Pittsburgh zone. They dig for it. Another turnover. Here's Seider with a shot off the post, point blank on Matt Murray. Penguins go the other way. Dicey moments in their own zone.
In comes Almari. Nice pass across into the slot. Hit a stick in front. Seider may have got that on the way through to Bernier to prevent that one from getting in.
Moritz Seider looks solid through and through. He is just a rock solid defenseman.
He is really good. He was quarterbacking the top power play unit for the baby Red Wings. He looked really good doing it. His puck skills looked fantastic. There was a couple times he just straight up toe dragged guys in the neutral zone. Whether or not you should be doing that as a defenseman is a whole nother argument, but the fact he was able to do it and pulled it off successfully is a good sign. His puck movement was fantastic. The only real criticism of Seider I'd have from the first two games was I just wish he'd been more aggressive.
Back they come again now over the line and poked away there. Mo Seider, boy, that kid, I'll tell you, folks.
He does not play like a rookie.
Seider chased by Aberg, skates away from him. Look at him go. Man, this kid is going to be some kind of player.
Gonna race ahead, 2-on-1 for the Moose. White with Poirier, goes cross ice and a great stick by the rookie Seider.
Tried to thread one through for Terry on the doorstep. That one got broken up and big hit at center by Seider, who labeled Keegan Colasar. Welcome back to Austin, Texas. Now we're underway. Svechnikov has it in the right wing corner. Back to Seider and a long shot. And boy, Smith on the doorstep looking.
In comes Seider, like the ghost of Nick Cronwall, and just clobbers the guy.
And hold it in. Look out, Milwaukee with the puck short-handed again across that line. What a play by Seider. He poke-checked the puck away, and then he just rattled the cage.
Short-handed, poke check there by Seider.
Was I happy that we picked Seider at 6? I would certainly say I wasn't. I basically turned the draft off as I was listening dockside. But I'm very happy he's proved me wrong.
No, yeah.
Up to this point.
Yeah, he's been excellent. His transition game has been amazing. I just always love watching him skate.
He is so strong for a kid his age.
Oh my god.
Yesterday
he's a monster.
He chopped somebody, 2 hands right across the hips, and they went flying.
Up front, Seider takes his man down. The referee says play on.
Cannot wait for him to get his 9-game look, and then I cannot wait for next season for him to probably challenge for a roster spot.
I met him at the World Championships a couple years ago. He made our team, the German team, and yeah, he's when his name became a possibility, I pumped it pretty hard for sure to bring him in, and I mean he's done a great job for us. He's a great kid. He works hard. He loves the game. He loves to play, and fun to have him on the team.
What's his future like, you think?
I think it's pretty bright, but the good thing about him is he just loves coming to the rink every day, and he's only focused on tonight, and that's as far as he's looking. So that's it's good to have him.
Seider i mål! Moritz Seider gör 2-0 i nummer 1 överläge.
Länge och väl stämde det inte för Rögle, men här med Moritz Seider. Över på Elina. Skott kommer från Sar och då rent för Rögle.
Play together with Moritz Seider, a 19-year-old D-man. What do you say about your chemistry between you two guys?
It's been great. Before he got here, I didn't really know who he was. I knew he was a high prospect and that he was a good defenseman from what I heard. But playing with him, I got to know him as a person. And as a player, I think as a person, he's a great guy, and he wants to learn. He wants to work hard, and it's fun to see that in a young guy like him. And on the ice, he doesn't feel like he's 19 at all. He impresses me every game pretty much. It's easy to play with him. He's mature. He doesn't make mistakes that often. He's physical. He can create offense, and he's reliable defensively. So he's really the total package, if you ask me. And I think Detroit has a bright future in that guy.
Blev det där nu. Sylvegård. Jaha, oj, då kommer en till. Seider, och Seider får med någon. Sylvegård har brottat ner någon där. Ja, vad är det här vi gör? Det här på söndag eftermiddag. Jaha, ja.
Has there been a couple people who have just kind of helped you along the way?
I think we have a really big shout out to Nick Cronwall. I mean, he just retired the year I got drafted, so he was still in Detroit, and he was kind of like the big mentor, I would say.
So you get drafted, and your coach is Nick Cronwall. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
How cool is that? Exactly. Yeah. It's pretty
so
amazing.
what did he teach you how to murder people on the ice?
Actually, we never talked about that. He was like, yeah, "No, I can see your timing's pretty good," but I was like, "Man, maybe we should work on that. Just absolute crushing people." And no, but we just worked on some basic stuff, how to position yourself in the D zone, join the rush, and just try to be a mature guy. So I think I mean we still text here and there, and.
Seider trycker till Lundqvist och det sjunger i kortsargen.
Ja, Lundqvist kliver in i lite smällar här nu. Seider, precis som vi pratade om förra perioden, är bra upptäckaren. Han ska bli tacklad.
Jag tror han är en franchise player om jag ska vara ärlig. Utan han kommer komma dit och göra stor skillnad från dag ett. Jag har svårt att se någonting annat. Och, jag tycker han kanske är ligans bästa back. Och, jag tror han har bra möjlighet att även bli NHLs bästa back inom en snar framtid.
Solid, complete. He doesn't make many mistakes. He's a very smart player. He uses his skill set very well. First and foremost, he's a good defenseman that doesn't cut corners defensively or on offense. So there's a lot of aspects that make him, a defenseman that's way above his age. I mean, it's hard to believe he's that young, but it's a pleasure to have him here and work with him. And I know he comes to work every day looking to learn from Corey and just done a good job. So.
Moritz Seider, 2-målsskytt. Och Rögle får en kanonstart på den andra perioden.
Depending on on who you talk to, a lot of people in Sweden tab him as the best player in the entire SHL right now.
From all indicators, this is a guy who's going to step up. He's already the size of 2.5 grown men. He's already playing really sound, mature defense, and he's already putting out offense at a clip that we really didn't think was in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I just want to take the opportunity to hand out the award, Elite Prospect Award of 2021, the best junior player in the SHL, and it's number 53 Moritz Seider.
Moritz, nice to have you with us. How is that being named as SHL's best defenseman?
Yeah, hi guys. First of all, hope you all doing well. Yeah, it's been great. It was a special year for me, and I'm really thankful for that opportunity built by Rögle, and overall a really successful year.
Credit to Moritz Seider for doing such a damn good job. Again, SHL Defenseman of the Year.
I didn't expect him to dominate the SHL like this, but it wasn't surprising that he was as good I'm
I'm excited for Joe Veleno. I'm excited to see Lucas Raymond get a look or at least come over to the A. I'm excited for Berggren. The hype for Moritz Seider is real. And you know what? That would be such a massive, massive, massive win for Yzerman and that draft team to not only nail that pick, but nail the first pick before Yzerman really settled in and got his team, like his draft team in place before everything shifted around when Tyler Wright left and everything like that. Like, by all rights, that could have been a lost draft. And so far, that pick is looking really, really good.
There were some people who thought I was maybe a little bit overrated after the draft, or I was a little bit high pick or a little reach. So that's always nice, proving people wrong.
To quote Kim Kardashian, he's here and he's perfect.
What the fuck? Just
Great teams, or those who aspire to be great, start somewhere. The hiring by the Wings of Steve Yzerman was considered to be that starting point, and his first-round draft pick was believed to be something of a surprise. But Mo Seider, now all of 20, is considered one of the top prospects in all of hockey. After spending some time in Grand Rapids, he spent last season, the COVID year, readying in Sweden.
I think it was the time I needed. It was a perfect setup in Rögle there in the SHL. Built some really good chemistry right from the hop, and yeah, developed as a player, grown as a person too, and yeah, just got a better hockey player during the year. And I mean, we ended up short in the finals, so obviously a great one with the team as well. And all in all, just a really good experience for myself.
Everybody looking forward to seeing that kid make his debut on the ice. Training camps.
You know, everybody's excited about Mo Seider being in the lineup and being here in Detroit, and hopefully he can make the team.
One of the biggest names being buzzed about during Red Wings training camp is Moritz Seider. He has spent time with Grand Rapids, but don't be shocked if he's seen in Detroit this season. Head coach Jeff Blashill is impressed with the 20-year-old defenseman so far.
Through the DEL into the American League, into the SHL last year. For the kid his age, he's probably as prepared as anybody could be.
He is as NHL ready as anybody, not currently in the NHL right now.
Seider is going to be everyone's focus, and I'm just so excited for this kid. I think he's genuinely, like, this is like not at all analytical. This is not objective. This is just a purely emotional sports fan thing, but I think a lot of Red Wings fans are feeling this, and he's a sign that things are getting better. And I'm just so excited for this kid to go out there. Yeah, I hold your expectations not too high, but just he's so much fun to watch. He's going to destroy some people. He's going to do some fun stuff. He's a fan favorite. He's always got a smile on his face. People love him already. And I think that's just what the Red Wings fans and Detroit sports fans need.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of pressure. I mean, I think I'm the only person that is putting pressure on myself to just make the team, and just want to be a Red Wing for a long time now.
going today and was feeling it a little bit.
Put some new skates on.
Do things that, well, quite frankly, I don't think anybody expected this well, this quickly, for sure.
Moritz Seider here, the defenseman for the Red Wings here, just toying with the Flyers on the penalty kill. Go back into his own end, leading the rush. He's an exciting young rookie to watch here.
Here's Seider with Raymond. Rebound. Yes. Able to keep it in. Feathered one back. Great play at the line by Seider. Fans acknowledging that with the Seider's got it again. Cross and
The Detroit Red Wings had the 6th overall pick back in the 2019 NHL entry draft, and they decided to go for Mo Seider. The 6'4" defenseman has taken the NHL by storm this season with his style of play at the blue line and his big hits in the neutral zone. Add in his impressive offensive game as well, and we're looking at a front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Lastly, Calder vote. Who do you give it to?
Moritz Seider.
Jesse.
I got Seider.
I got Seider as well. Boo!
Boo.
Moritz Seider. I mean, he does deserve it.
Now, here's why. He's the best rookie.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
come into the league first year, you're number one defenseman on the team. You play the power play, you play the penalty kill, you play 23 minutes a night on a team that sucks. You could be a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, but you can be a number one defenseman and suck at it. Like, look at Rasmus Ristolainen. But Moritz Seider was actually really good.
Yeah.
Moritz Seider was good. And you should give Moritz Seider the contracts that you're giving Rasmus Ristolainen.
The Red Wings haven't had anybody win Rookie of the Year in the last 57 seasons. There's a really good chance that changes with this year's award. The NHL's Rookie of the Year finalists, including Moritz Seider.
What is he, 20 years old? He plays over 25 minutes a night. He is a massive piece of the puzzle for Detroit right now and for the foreseeable future. I mean, he hits everything that moves. He blocks shots. I believe he leads rookies in block shots as well. He is sensational. Mo Seider would get my vote.
First trolling Victor Hedman in his first ever NHL game, Moritz Seider, and getting into it with him and Sergachev, and then Sidney Crosby the night before the Toronto game, like literally like punching Sidney Crosby in the face, and then him and Austin Matthews get into it. Like,
Right there, pouncing on it is Calvin Pickard. He's seen enough of that, and now Seider in the face of Crosby.
He's going right at him.
This Moritz Seider, he does not back down. 6'4". He's third on their team in hits.
Crosby's trying to come through the official. Crosby already with a good smack to Rasmussen earlier in the game. Seider wasn't going to take any chances. He was going to be aggressive. As a young player, you don't want to take any quarter at all, and you want to make sure you're going to stand up for yourself, and he did there. And he's been a tremendous player in this hockey game.
When I say he has no respect for his opponents, it's not in a negative way. It's like, I'm out here to compete against you. I don't care if you're my fellow countryman. I don't care if you've played 1,000 games this league. I don't care if you're a future Hall of Famer. I'm here to compete. I'm here to fucking be my own player, and I'm here to be the next guy getting his fucking banner raised. So every time you watch this guy play, he just continues to kind of just surprise you where you're like, oh my goodness, this guy.
It's like the future's so bright in Detroit. They have some sick prospects with him
you know, that is a guy. And with you say Pronger, it's like you have the horse. You have that number one defenseman, and that's kind of what Pronger, wherever he went, he was. So I know what you're saying. He dominates games with and without the puck, and I think he respects, from what I'm told, he respects guys off the ice, but on the ice, it's like, no, fuck you, like you said.
He's so good, Scotty. He's so good. I'm so hyped. I'm freaking out here.
Dude is nutty. He is so unbelievably talented, and there's been a lore around him for so long, and so often, we see players who get overhyped by their own fan bases and are kind of labeled, you know, put really lofty expectations on them and maybe don't live up to it. And very seldom do dudes come up with those crazy high expectations and then not only live up to them, but honestly surpass them. And it leaves me speechless. He truly is remarkable. And without a doubt in my mind, he should win the Calder.
How big of an impact is this to the team, and how surprising is it every time he shatters through this, you know, our whatever ceiling that we put on him?
I mean, it's impossible to be surprised by him at this point. We've all learned our lesson on that, but I can't lie and say I'm not surprised by him this season because, like Max alluded to earlier, he's a number one defenseman on an NHL team. He's on number one defenseman on not a bottom five NHL team, and there's no debate about it. And he's probably not the worst number one defenseman in the NHL.
He's definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. At 20 years old. And it's not that he's doing it one-dimensionally, where he's a phenomenal shutdown defenseman, but a black hole offensively, or he's this offensive dynamo that gets caved in his own zone. There is no area on the ice he struggles.
Totally. I mean, that's the craziest thing about him, is that he's made it impossible to be surprised by anything he does. These plays that he started pulling out at the start of this year, I don't know if he did this in the SHL or not. I kind of have a vague memory of something like it, where he pulls the puck kind of between his legs and, you know, swivels out his ass to shield the puck, and then it's an entry or it's a great pass or whatever. Like, these are plays that should draw oohs and ahs, and it's just like, yeah, he's gonna do that. That makes sense. And one of the things he does when he's defending the rush is he takes this route to defend the entry, where he goes forward and he completely takes away anything that the forward wants to do. You're not cutting back on him. So he's either going to hit you or you're going to dump the puck deep. And if you do, he's already pivoted and he's skating forward and he's faster than you. So good luck. Like, it's just like, he doesn't do that every single time, but whenever he does it, it's like, how on earth would you even hope to succeed on that play as a forward? And I don't know. I can't say enough good things about him as a player. And as much as I say, like, you can't be surprised by him anymore, and that's true, just what a treat it is to watch him. He's a special player.
Detroit Red Wings select from Mannheim of the DEL, Moritz Seider.
I've never been happier to be wrong about a pick in my life.
Moritz Seider? What? No way. Moritz Seider goes 6th overall. I do remember back to that 2019 draft. I think the main thing I was thinking was, why didn't the Red Wings just trade down and still get Moritz Seider? At the time, I didn't really think that Moritz Seider would be a top 10 pick. I thought you could have gotten him maybe in the 11 and 12 range and made that work. But it's obvious looking at that draft order that it just wouldn't have been that way. Of course,
was it that much of a reach by the Wings then, as everyone's making it out to be, or not?
Well, I wouldn't say it was that much of a reach. It was a bit shocking, though, because I do feel that player would have been available to them probably at the 11 to 15 spot. From what I understand, Detroit looked at a trade-back scenario. There were no options available, so you had a general manager who really liked the player and stepped up and grabbed him. And I when you have that kind of balls, I got to give you some credit.
They picked him 6th overall, they got their guy, and so far he's looking like a top 5 pick in this draft. Even though it was a reach at the time, and even though the possibility at the time was that they could have dropped down and still gotten him, obviously hindsight's 2020, that couldn't have happened.
But the fact that he came in a couple years and he's done what he's done, looks like a true number one defenseman. Like,
it didn't shock me because all those tools were there. And I remember during his draft year, I was like, man, like, I love this kid so much. His passing is crisp, his shot is great, his defensive game is otherworldly. Why isn't he scoring more? So I went and I was reading German articles and Google translating them all, and I came across one where they were asking his coach what happened to his offensive game, because at the junior level he was pretty good offensively, and his coach was like, we told him, like, play defense or you're not going to make it, like, you're not going to reach your ceiling. So he completely committed to the defensive side of the puck, but all of those tools were there: the passing, the offensive zone, the breakout passing, everything was there to be that good offensive player. But he just wasn't able to do it because he was focusing so much defensively. Now that he's matured a couple of years, we're seeing him be a good offensive player. I mean, he's third in rookie scoring with 17 points as a defenseman. Like, I don't think anyone's looking at this guy and not thinking he's a number one defenseman anymore.
With the 6th pick in the draft, the Detroit Red Wings select from Mannheim of the DEL, Moritz Seider.
You can hear the reaction here in this arena, and we're smiling because
a life-changing moment. Let's put it that way. I was in Vancouver with my family and my agent, and Detroit walks up on the stage, and my mom was like, "Hey, Mo, who is this Steve Yzerman? I can't really see him from there." I was like, "It's the guy leading the way." And she's like, "Oh, really? So get ready, you get picked." I was like, "Mom, please, like, chill. I'm freaking out anyways. I don't need you to be more nervous than me." So and then he comes on stage. It's just going straight at the mic, calling my name, and we're looking at each other and like, what's going on here?
Really?
It was surprising for me because I never talked to anyone about the draft. Yeah, so totally surprising, but I mean, what a great moment I could have shared with my family, with my closest. So really, really fun times.
The Calder Memorial Trophy recognizes the best first-year player in the NHL.
And the Calder goes to Moritz Seider.